Alright, so welcome back to Honkai Star Rail. This time, it'll probably be a short quest, whatever this quest is, as I like to keep side quests to itself, unless I go exploring. But I'm pretty sure there's nowhere to explore because we're locked out of the overworld, and we're in the underworld, and I have to progress the quest to explore the underworld. So, this is gonna be by itself. Where's the mission? I'm so blind. Yes, I got this mission while spamming the what are they called? The mats and stuff, which is just EXP basically. But yeah, so let's teleport. Also grab the stuff he has for us too. Hopefully it's daily so I can stop. Okay, what are you doing? It's so cute. Look at it, little wobble wobble. It's just ticket, please. Oh, Ark, you're not the same person Pom Pom first met. What happened to you? What do you mean? The only thing that changed is your opinion of me. A conductor's eye never lie, Ark. You are not the same person that you were. The same thing happened to March 7th. When she first went out trailblazing, how can Pom Pom put this? It feels like you're more mature now, more stable. Like you've seen some things and experienced some stuff. You're a man now. More reliable. Pom Pom, I'm sure, is sure of it. Pom Pom got some small reward for your growth. Skip the formality, take it all. Pom Pom will keep an eye on your progress and keep preparing your small reward for you. As for what those will be, you'll find out soon enough. Oh, that's easy. The conductor's reward. I was hoping you give me dailies, man. I really want those dailies. Well, I might as well grab the level up rewards too while I'm here. Flame. What's this? Trailblaze power. What does that mean? Is that like stamina? Yeah. When do I unlock dailies? Oh, you get armor? Oh, these are artifacts. Wee Wee is Pom Pom's favorite arc. About March 7th Pom Pom ears. Out of all the passengers on the express, March 7 caused the most headache for me. She always wants to tie my ears into a bow. So whenever I see March with her camera in hand, Pom Pom will find an excuse to go do something else. Pom Pom always really busy after all. Like, do you actually conduct this train? If so, you're more useful than Paimon. Paimon's mostly for exposition. Until that one moment when she gets Bulma and then we become Vegeta and be rage out. I can't wait for that moment. You know what's gonna happen. Oh, back so soon? We narrowly averted disaster and now we're home. We almost didn't make it. Seems the world's dangerous place. Ever since the Astral Express embarked on this journey, every world contaminated by the Stellaron has been problematic. Before the three of you boarded the Express, Welt and I and someone else were adventuring together. It was the same back then as well. We would slowly trailblaze the new world, find Stellaron, and clear a path. Are they talking about Kafka? I feel like Kafka's part of them. Silver Wolf? I don't know. She feels like she's part of a different universe. She feels like she belongs in Honkai Impact, and that somehow she crossed parallel universe to come over here. That's how it feels for her. Because I feel like this universe version of her is the Bronya that's at the what is it? Blowbog, Biobog, Bebog Bowl, whatever it's called. No matter what world we were on, some difficulty remains constant. Misunderstanding caused by communication, enmity caused by cultural difference, and enemies with malicious intention. But there's always something new. Keep up the good work, Art. You never mentioned these things before. I want to hear about your past. Still got work to do. As for me, I gotta maintain the Expresswells Park. We can take a long break after we're done with this world. Come find me if you're still interested then. There's something I want to ask. About companions. You want to understand more about the Nameless? Nameless? Who's the Nameless? Sure, I'll keep it short. Oh, about the multiple. About Himiko. Me, I don't have an interesting past. Long before I was born, the Astral Express crashed into my world. I found it when I was still young. From then on, my life became closely bound to it. So you fixed this train? It took me ages to repair the Express and board it to travel to the stars. It was the wish of the Express and my dream to set sail through the unknown seas of stars. About Welt. Well, he may appear to be kind, old man, but deep inside he's still strapping you with a hopeful heart. Don't tell him I said that though. When we first met Welt, he and his friends were drifting through space. The Express saved the two of them. Welt is still trying to find a way back home to a planet that I never heard of. However, it seems he's more interested on going on adventures. It's been a while since I heard him mention going home. About Deng He. It wouldn't be right for me to talk about Deng He without his permission, but it seems he has enemies after him. He boarded the Astral Express by coincidence and stayed because he had nowhere else to go. Now he is the biologist and overseer of the data bank of the Express. It's strange with how much he likes to read. I'm surprised he doesn't like to talk with Madame Herta. If you want to know more, ask him yourself. About 7th March. Despite her cheerful demeanor, March is very anxious inside. When the Express found her, she was sealed in an enormous 6-phase ice. It took Welt a lot of work to get her back to the Express. Not long after, the 6-phase ice melted and vanished before our eyes. March couldn't remember anything when she woke up. The people on the Express have at least a place to call home, but that's not the case for her. She doesn't have anywhere to return to outside of the Express. Lately, she's been getting more proactive, but I believe she's only trying to cover up her fear with a superficial happiness. Aww. I have another. Oh, you want to know more about the Express? I'm glad. After all, it's an important companion of ours. About the history of the Express. The Astral Express was a tool created by Akivili, the Trailblazer, who used it to transport themselves and the Nameless across the galaxy. It is rumored that there are other vehicles like it. Oh. But the Express has no such record. When I found... Wait, does that mean we're gonna find like a villain Express or something full of like a bad crew? Its memory has been severely damaged with much of its valuable information lost. All I know is that the Express is an aspect of creation built by Akiveli themselves and used to travel the cosmos. As for how it was built and how it's damaged, I do not have an answer. About where the Express is headed. The Express is traveling on a route that the Trailblazers once embarked it on. The name of some destination have been lost, but the first and final stop were both at Pegana, Akiveli's home. We speculate the Astral Express started its journey from Pegana, stopped at each destination along the way, before returning there for its next journey. However, the appearance of the Stellaron has caused a delay at each stop. About the Express source of power. There is a legend in the galaxy. The heart of Akiveli themselves lies in the core of the Astral Express, providing it with the power to travel between worlds. But I found no evidence of that aboard the Express. Besides, the Express existed before the Trailblazers fell. There's no way they could have two hearts, right? However, it's likely that the Express possessed some sort of mechanism to transfer power from the Trailblazers. It wouldn't be possible with a normal path strider. About Akiveli. The fallen Aeons, the diseased Trailblazers. Their passing is still a mystery, but all of the known Aeons, Akiveli was the closest to mankind. In the data bank aboard the Express, it is recorded that they walk amongst the immortal, adventuring, fighting, and celebrating with them. Although there were Aeons restrained by the Primal Mobile, Akiveli enjoyed a freedom similar to us mortals. They were different from most, but their passing came so suddenly that it was thought they were killed by another Aeon. I don't believe that to be the case. About the galaxy. Galaxy is endlessly vast. I wouldn't know where to begin, especially if you ask me so suddenly. About its nature. I've been to many different worlds, yet I still know very little about the galaxy, simply because it's too vast. As for its nature, there are a few theories that I can share with you. The most popular is probably the Cosmos Tree theory, proposed by Xander, emanator of the Iridation and the first member of the Genius Society. He compared the galaxy to an enormous tree, imaginary tree, with its leaves being individual star system. Therefore, only Aeons who draws their energy from the imaginary and the emancipator, who are blessed by Aeons, can travel through the space filled with imaginary energy. That's why planets where civilization exists are so similar. The theory has its flaws. Ilias Salus, the 56th member of the Genius Society, invented the remote detection, proving that the imaginary element is unique. This shook the foundation of the Cosmos Tree theory. There are other theories as well, the stretching theory, the heat torch theory, and the parallel imaging theory. The Riddler claims the... What was that? Oh, it's my phone. Okay, stop, that's annoying. The Riddler claims the galaxy is just stream, and 11 followers seems to like that claim. 11th follower. About the Aeons. Aeons are the most mysterious being in the galaxy. All we know is that they ascended from the form of intelligent beings. As for how and why, even the heavyweight over the Genius Society haven't found the slightest clue. Upon ascending the Aeons hood, that being gained power over the path, free to choose the allocation of imaginary energy however they wish, while suffering the restriction of the primal mobile. The Aeons of Destruction seek only to destroy the universe, while the Aeons of Irradiation wants to find the answer to all that exists. Meanwhile, the Aeons of Preservation continues to forge walls, and the Aeons of Enigma devotes themselves to obscuring all that's known. A cloud of mystery shrouds the Aeons. I heard Madame Herder recruit a team and try to solve the mystery about them. About the factions. Compared to the Aeons, the factions are much easier to understand. Mortals with the same objective gather together to practice their understanding of Aeons and the path. Many Aeons are unreachable, but the factions are close to us. After Acavelli trailblazed across the galaxy, people became aware of the existence of other worlds. Gradually, more people started trying to use the power of the Aeons to travel between worlds. The Astral Peace Corporation is a good example. They worship Kopoth, the Aeons of Preservation, but somehow became the largest economic entity in the galaxy. Another example is the Genius Society. There's no shortage of eccentric like Madame Herta who dedicate themselves to scientific research under the protection of the Irradiation. These factions possess the same power as us to voyage between worlds. It would be hard to travel through the galaxy without them. About the paths. The birth of the Aeon gives rise to the path. Their nature of the path remains a mystery, leaving us to draw an analogy into a world that mortals can understand. Its philosophical concept of sort. A person is considered to be on a path when their will overlaps with that path. If the person has a strong enough will, they can draw power from that path. Those who can do so are called Pathstriders. Pathstriders possess extraordinary powers, but are still insignificant compared to the Aeons, like a drop of water in a vast ocean. Sometimes Aeons will bestow mortals with their power, making them an imitator of the Aeons. I feel like that's going to happen to us, if that's any foreshadowing. I should mention that once a path is open, it cannot be closed. Even with the fall of its Aeons, that is how we are still able to travel across the stars, despite Acavelli passing. About the Trailblaze. Trailblaze is our mission, and the source of strength that powers the Express to travel across the galaxy. So, say like Gurren Lagann, the willpower fuels the ship. About exploration. Explore the unknown world to continue our journey ahead. About understanding the local culture and immerse yourself within it. About establish a connection with a new world, rejoice with it and share in its sphere. About connection. Connect worlds together, carving an endless path. That's it. I don't have any more questions. That's a lot of lore. Alright, well. Alright, Ark, you're back. We narrowly averted disaster and now we're home. We almost didn't make it back. It's a shame I couldn't go with you. Aw. He's just an old guy wanting to feel young again. Well, I mean, he's still young within his heart. How old is he anyways? He looks mature. He looks like a daddy, honestly. But he wants to go on an adventure with the rest of us. Ark, you're welcome to come and talk to me anytime. Although I cannot travel with you, I can at least share your adventure. There's something I want to ask. What do you want to know? I'll do my best to answer your question. About companions. About everyone in the Express, would you like to know? About Himiko. She's the owner of the Express. We joke around calling Pom Pom the conductor, but everyone knows Himiko's the boss. It all started with her encounter with the Astral Express, and they haven't been apart since then. She's extremely passionate, like a burning sun. However, she remains mysterious most of the time. Once in a while, you feel that she's burning herself out trying to accomplish her dreams. Only someone like her is worthy of the Astral Express. I think Himiko's vision of her whole life revolves around a very important dream. Hopefully she doesn't end up burning herself out like David from Cyberpunk. About Pom Pom. To be honest, I don't know when Pom Pom appeared. I think it was before I came to Express. No way, maybe it was after. Pom Pom is like the spirit of the Astral Express. Whenever anyone on the Express needs help, they will appear immediately. It will be ill-advised to underestimate them. Pom Pom is terrifying when they get angry. Yes, terrifying. About Deng He. Deng Heng? Is it Deng He or Deng He? Deng Heng is a lonely child. He may appear distant cold, but his heart is kind. Perhaps he is the way he is told today because he spent much time on the run. Sometimes he reminds me of myself when I was young. He used to work on the Xian show? I think Xing show? We don't know what he's running from. He once told me that he didn't know either. All he knew was that something was chasing him, and that he had to run. So he boarded the ship of a trope called the Morning Actors and escaped the IPC. After a while, he made his way to Express and he stayed here longer than anywhere else. Don't worry, no matter who or what wants to hurt Deng Heng, we won't let them. Those who dare attack members of the Astral Express should be prepared to suffer the wrath of me and Himiko. Damn, you guys must be really strong. About March 7. Did Himiko tell you about March 7? She was trapped in ice, floating through space. We happened upon her and rescued her. It was a unique type of ice known as six-phase ice, a substance that adheres to imaginary law, meaning that external force cannot change its form. Oh. I was thinking just fire. Whoever sealed her inside the six-phase ice, no matter who it is, did so either to protect her or banish her. I believe she had been floating through space for some time. About Welt. About Welt's past. My past, sorry to disappoint you, but I'm just an ordinary white-collar employee. That sounds like something you would say. Like, he seems like the guy is just like, I'm just a normal, casual guy. And then he does some crazy stuff and he's like, yeah, it's just normal for me. Back home, I work as a concept artist at an animation studio. What? That's cool. About Welt's power. Long story short, my power comes from an older acquaintance. You can say I inherit his mission and will. I can mimic anything as long as I understand its principle, which is useful for work. As for black holes, that's an even longer story. I'll tell you about it some other time. That's a pretty OP power. About Welt's friend. My friends are far away. I hope to find a way back home with the Astral Express help. People are waiting for me to go back after all. But this isn't something that can be solved with impatience. There aren't many ways to travel between worlds, and the Astral Express has graciously accepted me. I asked the Madam Herter to send a signal to my home. If my family received my message, they will know that I am safe. Now, my friends are the Express, the crew, and you, of course. About Welt's enemies, I've taken care of my past enemies. If I have to say, my current enemies are Nanook, the Stellaron, and the Antimatter Legion. I want to protect this beauty of this world from those that follows the path of destruction. About the galaxy. About the history. There are many gaps in the history of the galaxy which extends far beyond the limits of human cognition. Moreover, the Aeons enigmata is going around destroying precious historical records everywhere. It's said that there was a huge gap in the records between the birth of the universe and when Aeons appear. During that time, strange existence known as the Leviathans roam. However, Leviathans disappear when the Aeons were born. Legend has it that the Ouroboros, the Ferocity, was the last remaining Leviathan. Damn. But no one knows if that's true. The most ancient Aeon Coilpole gave birth to the Ancestral Peace Corporation. From then on, we have the modern history of the galaxy, but before then, the records are incomplete. About the Aeons. Oh, I love this topic. Honestly, what are Aeons? I once confused the enemy of my home with the Aeons, but I soon discovered the two are different in nature. An overlord and the Antimatter Legion can incinerate an entire galaxy, while their Calamity Vanguards are perfectly capable of destroying planets by themselves. Aeons are so powerful that they're near invincible. Long before the destruction existed, a swarm disaster from the propagation spread through the stars, and the war between the Abundance and the Hunt has also ruined the many worlds. At least one rule is certain. Aeons can only operate according to their primal mobile. For example, we won't ever have to worry about Harmony stirring up a storm. Because they're like, once they're set on their path, they follow their path, right? So they can't diverge from it. That's why Herter mentioned that, oh, Aeons aren't free thinkers. Like, they think, like, logically to what their path dictates them to. About the faction. The concept of faction might be too big. If a faction is all about coming together for a common purpose, then even the Astral Express can be considered as one. There are almost 100 factions involved with Aeons. Some faithfully follow the primal mobile of the Aeons, while others have twisted the concept of the path to the point of absurdity. Yep, that's believable. As a history buff, I would prefer to say the birth, development, and transformation of the faction rather than the Aeons. The faction represents the roads human being chose out of faith and benefit. For example, how did the followers of Cleopath, the Preservation, become the Astral Peace Corporation? And my tongue's getting tired. If you think about it, you'll discover it's full of dark humor. About the path. We still need to study the nature of the path. For now, we can only describe it as a philosophical concept. It is part of the imaginary element, the metaphysical aggregation of the spirit. When specific conditions are met, and an intelligent being will completely take over this part of the imaginary. These intelligent beings are called Aeons, and the energy they possess is called paths. Aeons are free to use their path energy however they please, but they are also bound by it. Ooh, that's it. Alright, and that's it for this episode. It's just that one mission and then a bunch of lore. Anyways, thanks for watching. Love you guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.